Hello and welcome back to this edition of Value Time. Again, your host, Keith Whiteside. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it very, very much. Always glad to have with me people who are making a difference in the community. Always love to talk to the people who are spending their time and energy making a difference for others. We welcome back in Noah Learett, President. Welcome.
How you doing?
Very, very good. Next to him, Natalie Learett, Secretary. Yep. Sitting next to her, Jason Bergeron, Treasurer, all with the Hache Grant Association.
Yes, sir.
All right, welcome, guys. We appreciate having you guys back. Now, we've been talking for a little while now. We know it's coming up, but the Boucherie on February 12th, this is a big deal.
March 12th. March 12th, so we got a little more time.
That's right, March 12th.
Yeah. And then, look, that was our first event we've ever thrown. Our first one was last year, and we threw that event to raise money to rebuild the historic bandstand downtown in the Courthouse Square. So we're going to continue with that tradition of having that event to fund downtown revitalization initiatives, and we're looking forward to it, bigger and better than last year.
And speaking of, Jason, what did we raise last year for that?
We raised about $65,000.
You say that so cavalier, like that's so easy to do. But look, it's hard for any association to raise that kind of money. Tell us how you did so well last year in the middle of a pandemic.
I got to give credit to our team, our board members and everything. I mean, everybody gets out and they hustle. And I think the community, it was right after COVID, so it was really kind of that first event. I think everybody was ready to do it. At the same time, like Noah said, revitalization, quality of life projects. We know that's near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. Terrebonne Parish wide. I mean, that's our motto is about Terrebonne Parish, not just downtown.
Right.
And so, I think it just all came together the right time. And again, credit to our team that worked real hard and didn't take no for an answer in a lot of cases to raise money, work hard, and we did well even though it rained real hard. So we're hoping we'll get the rain this
poured.
Time. So it's our team that really the team just delivers time after time. And when we say we're going to do something, we do it.
Yeah, and y'all do it big. And Natalie, you're the one that's kind of got to corral these guys that have all these big ideas. How do you do that?
As long as we're officially taking meeting minutes,
right,
things go really smoothly,
right,
and stay on time because we have a baby at home that we have to get back to. So just staying organized is really important. And I actually am not the most organized in the group. We have I feel like a lot of the men in the group have a lot of good administrative skills, including Noah and Jason and some of the other guys. So yeah, just staying organized.
Yeah, making a difference. Well, I know as the secretary, you're having to keep it all together, keep all the minutes and how things are happening and all these ideas, because every time I talk with this group, y'all always have these y'all seem to be always coming up with new ideas about what to do and how to revitalize downtown and the parish.
Well, I think it's really, maybe take a little bit less of the credit in that we just have a blank canvas right now downtown that, we've been ravaged from Ida, so there's a lot of obvious things that we can work on that are very important and that we're just trying to roll up our sleeves and get to work.
It's really interesting. Y'all tend to find these open areas to do different projects. The sad part is that there's a lot of those as we're losing buildings, but like you said, every building that comes down is a little bit bigger canvas of what we can do downtown.
And that's nothing new. We've had a lot of fires downtown over the years, and we've always been, in a rebuilding mode. I mean, you look back in the history of Main Street, we rebuilt a lot of times. So it's nothing new. Just people can't remember the last time we did it, but this is something that we're used to in Terrebonne Parish.
You say that. My grandmother's brother, so my great uncle, died in the fire at Christmas downtown. And so that was one of her things. She always got a little sad for Christmas. And so it's really interesting how we can find ways to reinvest in our community and kind of change the narrative, if you will, for a lot of people. And that's just one of those things. The bandstand is another one of those things, which is what the Boucherie last year was intended for. So let's move forward from the Boucherie from last year to where we are and what we're looking at with the bandstand coming up.
So that's really exciting. So we finally inked out a deal with the parish, a cooperative endeavor agreement to build it, which that took some time to make sure everybody was on the same page. And the plan is to build it and donate it to the town. So we just got that ordinance approved to build it in the Courthouse Square, which is no small feat. It's public ground and it's not somebody's property that we can just go ahead and do that. It's a lot of red tape to cut through. So
Right.
we got through that. We're starting the building permit process, and now it's just a matter of lining up contractors and getting it done.
So give me some specifics if you don't mind. My dad was asking, he watched the show last time, and he wants to know where it's going to be.
So it's at the corner of Church and Main. There's
Okay.
a nice open green area about 30 by 30 right there in the oak trees. And it's gonna
Yeah.
look great. When you drive it down Main Street, you're gonna see it. It's gonna look like a lawn ornament. It's gonna be beautiful.
Wow, that's fantastic. Is there a bidding process that y'all have to do
Yeah.
or go through?
Yeah, you know, I mean, we're gonna treat it just like any other job. 3 bids, and the idea is to build it as close to possible as the original. So you know, we're looking for good contractors, good designers, and if anybody wants to be involved in it, please give us a shout.
Okay. Is there any way that is there somebody they should reach out to? Is there somebody they should call to kind of ask about that?
I mean, they could call the distillery. They can call
Okay.
me personally. They can send us a message on the Hache Grant page
Okay.
on
and
Facebook.
right. And that's kind of where I was going with that. Y'all have a Facebook page. And so y'all get a lot of information through and from it. And in fact, a lot of involvement. I mean, it's a very busy page.
Not only with that, we do have a website also. So if you go to hachegrant.com, you can see all the projects we've been working on and the projects that we have coming up. So, you know, we're going to share as much information as possible and, you know, let people know what we're about and what we're involved in. And it's funny how you talk about, you know, what we're working on and what we got going on. We got about 20 other things that we talk about that probably never make it to fruition, but people are like, boy, it'd be cool if we did this. And that's kind of how it happens.
Jason, you were talking about the value of having a website where people can kind of share ideas and communicate. And being an IT expert, it's one of those things that I know you always like to make sure is going well and is working well. Let's talk a little bit about some of the ideas that are on there.
You know, so it's with the website and everything, I find it makes us a little more legitimate, you know. You can check out our information. You know, we're nonprofit, so whenever you do things with us, you're able to write it off as a tax deduction. But yeah, with us, it's funny. We actually kind of come up with names a lot of times where, for example, we ran something called Making Groceries. And
right.
with that, we were able to take 20 families from Pointe-au-Tremble and 20 families from Lower Bayou DeLarge, put them on a Mardi Gras bus and bring them to Canada's and let them grocery shop. And then we paid for their groceries. Canada's provided some king cakes and coffee. And so it was something that we were able to give back to some families. Those were with funds that we raised during the tailgate that we had back in November timeframe. And so, you know, it's like we're always looking for something to do. Coming up within about a week or so, we're going to be delivering storage sheds to about 5 families in Lower Pointe-au-Tremble area also, because we found out that people were keeping, you know, their stuff in totes underneath a tarp. And so in situations where, you know, we've helped relocate some people, helped find some housing. We've done the showers and laundry in Pointe-au-Tremble, which is going on till the end of February as of right now, and until we could raise some more funds. But with that, we're finding needs, and we're looking to identify and address a need and have a cool name with it.
And so, look, the transparency of having, and it's really important, transparency in having an organization that is truly trying to identify a need. And y'all, I love the fact that you see a need, so you raise some money with wherever event you can, you know, the boucherie or the tailgate, whatever it may be. And then as you have those funds, you realize there's ongoing needs. And then you find ways to do that. So Making Groceries, that's one of my favorites. I just love the idea of just being able to bring somebody to Canada's and let them go shop, you know, and let them go and do that. It's just really, really cool to be able to do that. But the boucherie was a really big hit last year. No, what's different about it this year?
More pork, more music. This year, we're actually making it free to the public, no entry fee. So
Okay.
come enjoy free music, all you can eat. I mean, we're talking about gratons, boudin, blood boudin, sausage, debris stew, backbone stew. Every boucherie variety dish will be there and it'll be authentic. And you can buy tickets for food, buy tickets for beer, soft drinks, whatever you want, but absolutely no entry fee to get in this year. We want people to have a good time.
Wow, and so, you know, it's really interesting as you know, $65,000 last year, and there was an entry fee last year. There's no entry fee this year. But y'all are finding ways to do that. One of the ways to offset that is for people to be able to donate. And so if people are interested in donating, again, it's March 12th. It's a wonderful cause. It is the Hache Grant Boucherie taking place on March 12th. And you can go to the Facebook page for Hache Grant.
Yep.
Or you can give a call to Noah over at the distillery at 985-790-7722 and get a little bit more information. Any of the number of Jason Bergerons in town, you may be able to find out which of the 5. This is the Jason Bergeron, as he likes to go by. But, you know, just one of those things that people can find ways to come and donate, to be able to partner with you guys, much like y'all partnered with the parish about the bandstand. I mean, it's really cool.
Yep. And we're always looking for volunteers, and Natalie's ahead of that, so I'll let her get that going for us.
Yeah, I mean, even with last year, it was a pretty big event despite the weather.
Right.
We were still scrapping for volunteers, and I thought I did a good job lining us up a good platform. We had people from Team Terrebonne at TGMC, that's Lane Bordelon, who organized that with me. Karen Schillings with Leadership Terrebonne. Synergy Bank came out to help us for a recent event. Jody Orsino organized LaPorte to come over there, and people from all over like the South Louisiana area. They came from out of town to help with the tailgate event. So if you have an organization and you have people that you designate to go and do events, we could use maybe 3 to 5 more teams.
Okay.
Just to make sure we have enough, because you can never know how big these events are going to get, and
Right.
so I'd rather just go heavy with the volunteers.
Especially because we're putting in the request for really good weather.
Yeah.
You know, it would be really nice to have a beautiful day for people to come out and experience lots of different types of food. And so it's interesting, Noah, we're starting to learn a lot about you as an expert in the distillery, as an expert with the boucherie. Food and drink become very important. You would think somebody my size would be more interested in food and drink. But it's really good for you to kind of be the expert in those kinds of things and just know a lot about all of those things.
Well, I'm not an expert at boucheries, but hopefully one day I will be when we get about 20 underneath our belt.
Okay.
But speaking of experts, we got several partners with the boucherie. Bourgeois Meat Market making the boudin, Cajun Meat Market doing a rotisserie pig. So we have experts out there that know exactly what they're doing, and I love learning from them. And it's always a great time, and that's what a boucherie is, coming together, learn some things, and working together. So
Yeah, and that's a big deal. Just got a few seconds left. We want volunteers, right? So people, if they're interested, they can still call and aggravate Noah, right? And he'll get you the information about that. And again, go to the Facebook page and see what the Hache Grant is about, because I can promise you, as somebody who's done volunteer work and as a social worker for 31 years, it's been a really big deal to find those organizations that are truly transparent and interested in giving back. It is quite obvious that y'all are all about raising money, you're good at it, and about giving back. And so we appreciate y'all coming on to do that. So Noah, Natalie, and Jason, thanks so much. We appreciate it. And thanks for what y'all do for the community.
I want to plug a couple more things. We are having our Cajun Cup again.
Okay?
We're having a Pedro tournament.
Oh, my.
And this is all with the bandstand in conjunction with the 200th year celebration.
Oh,
of a home
that's
and
right,
Terrebonne
of Home and Terrebonne
Parish.
Parish.
So-
and a
Very
white bean
cool.
cook-off too. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Thanks for adding the food,
going on.
Noah.
Yeah,
All right, lots going on. Guys, we appreciate it very, very much. All right, that will do it for this segment of Bayou Time. Don't go anywhere. A whole lot more when we continue.